Welcome back. In today's episode, we will be answering your questions. Have you ever found yourself not being able to get the motivation or the self-control in order to get something done? If so, this episode is for you. Sit back and enjoy.
Welcome to this edition of Peak Performance Podcast with your host, Thor Conklin. Thor will be sharing the necessary tools, strategies, and psychology you'll need to become a peak performer in any area of your life or business.
Thor Conklin here. We give you the tricks, the tips, the tools, the strategies, the technology, and the psychology peak performers use in order to get more done and execute better than 99.99% of the population. If you know what to do but struggle with getting it done, or you simply want to get more done, this podcast is for you. Today, we answer your questions. This is actually a follow-up question from last week. Lisa came back and said, thank you very much for answering the can't versus won't issue. If you haven't already listened to that episode, please go back. But today she goes, thank you for that distinction. Now, I realize that it's really up to me, and I was saying I can't, but really what I was saying is I wouldn't. But even with that shift, I'm having a hard time getting the motivation and the self-control to be able to buckle down and really do what's necessary to take my business to the next level. Now, I don't know about you, but I've certainly been there. I've run enough businesses where you get to a point and it's just a grind. It's like, oh, not another day in the office. Even though it's yours and you're working towards your goals, sometimes it's just tough. Well, I've got a much better strategy for you. I do not want you to look for motivation, and I certainly do not want you trying to create self-control. Let's talk about the motivation first. What is motivation? How do we get motivated? Well, there's a couple things that apply here. First of all, motivation is like adrenaline. It's that thing that runs through your veins. It's a very quick kind of initiative. It's not sustainable. If you try to be motivated all the time, you are going to run out. It's like a sugar high. It only lasts for a short period of time, and then you need more sugar, more motivation, or more seminars, or more books, or more tapes. It's just exhausting. Do not seek motivation. I want you to think for a moment of a fire pit, a 200-foot hole in the ground. And at the bottom of this pit, there's a burning inferno. And there's a rope dangling all the way down just to above the fire. And what happens in life is we're on that rope. And as we start to slip down that rope and we get closer to the fire, initially start feeling the flames and we start feeling the fire, and it's getting warmer and it's getting warmer. And then all of a sudden we get too close and now we're starting to get burned. And what do? We run up that rope. We climb up that rope, climb. And then we get far enough away from that fire and all of a sudden it feels good. It's no longer too hot. And we get complacent. We're in the comfort zone. And then it happens all over again. We slowly start to slip down towards that fire. And then once it gets too hot again, we do the same thing. We crawl all the way back up. And people will go through their entire lives going through this over and over and over again. Because what you're trying to do is just to avoid that fire, that pain in that pit. Have you ever heard someone say, just come up with a big enough why? Just come up with a big enough why and that will solve all of our problems. It won't. Not a bad strategy, but it's not everything. That will not get you out of the pit. Because we will certainly do more to avoid that fire than we will to climb out of the pit for that why. I don't care how big it is. Let's talk about self-control. If I only had more self-control, that would solve all the problems, right? No. Think about what self-control is. It's control against self. Why do we want to go through life trying to exert self-control? It's like putting on the gas and then putting on the brake at the same time. Why would we do this? Well, in life, the reasons that we're looking for self-control is because we're headed in a direction that's not helping us, is not in alignment with our ultimate vision and our ultimate goals. The key is we want to program our subconscious mind so we're headed in the direction of our goals, in our direction of our visions, and there's no self-control necessary. Why would we put on the brakes when we're going towards the thing that we want? So how do we fix this? How do we just make it automatic so we don't need motivation? We don't need self-control. So every day when you wake up, it just is. It's who you are. Well, this takes some practice. This takes some training. It's like a muscle. You've heard me say it before. You must train this within your body. Is it difficult for me to get up every day and go through my early morning success ritual and then go to the gym, give thanks? No, it's just who I am. There's no self-control. There's no motivation needed. That's like telling a computer when you type in the words the, that the shows up on the computer screen. There's no motivation for the computer. There's no self-control for the computer. It's just you input it one thing, comes out the other end, and shows up on the screen. That's what you want for your life. The alarm goes off, you get out of bed right away. You get dressed, you go to the gym. It's just who you are. And again, I'm using the gym metaphor, but just you can use anything for this. Okay, so you just told me what not to do. Now, tell me what to do. Great. First and foremost, what do you want? Right? Step 1 of the ultimate success map. Figure out what you want. Step 2, you really need to check in with yourself and see if you're interested in this or you're really committed. And I can't tell you the number of people that confuse these two. Most people go through life just interested. Interested is not going to cut it. If you want to really get involved in your business and take it to the next level, interested is not going to do it. You need to be 100% committed. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of push, a lot of time, and a lot of energy to make a business go to the next level. Start asking yourself great questions. Why am I doing this? What's great about this? What do I love about this business? What is it going to look like when I get to that next level? Who is this supporting? Who do I love that this business is going to help? What do I love about taking care of my clients? What kind of gifts and what sort of services and what kind of things can I do for others as a result of being able to take this business to the next level? Come up with great questions. Next, you need to check in with your belief systems, right? If you're sitting here and you're trying to figure out how to take your business to the next level, but your belief system is that means it's going to take more time away from my family, and that's important to you, well, you may not do it. I have a buddy of mine that lives in California that has a very successful business that he had grown up to $25 million. And he wanted more life balance, work-life balance. And he said, I'm not going to take this business any higher than $25 million because if I did that, that means I'd have to work so much harder. And I took him aside and I said, you're looking at this completely wrong. Right now, you are spending so much time trying to get this business and have gotten it to the level it's at. You think to get to the next level, you have to work harder. That's not true. You made a bunch of money. You have a very highly profitable business. What you need to do is start building a team around you to support you. Bring on the staff and then figure out how to grow the business from 25 to 35 million. And in doing so, you can actually step away more and have more time with the family. Why? Because you have a team supporting you. And as soon as he figured that out, he not only took that business from 35 million, but he actually brought it up to 50 million. You've got to check in with your belief systems and find out where they're supporting you and where they're not supporting you. Next item, action. Now you just need to start acting. Take massive action here. And the last point, accountability. Tell the world, tell your friends, everyone you know, this is what you're doing. This is what you're committed to, not just interested in. And this is what you're going to do and give. Hold yourself accountable and have others hold you accountable as well. And I'm even going to throw one more on top of that as well because this is so important. You've got to measure the process. You've got to measure the progress. You've got to check in daily and be real. When I had my weight transformation, how often did I weigh myself? That's right, every single day, period. If you're not tracking it, you're not measuring it, you are not going to get the results. Each day, you need to measure it. You need to be honest with yourself. What did you put in today? What effort did you use? How much hard work went into it? How many phone calls did you make? How many sales calls did you set up? You've got to track and you've got to measure. And then take corrective action and do more action and repeat the process over and over and over again until this is who you are. then you don't have to rely on motivation and self-control. Lisa, I hope that helps you. Question of the day. Where in your life have you been utilizing motivation and self-control and trying to just get more and more of that in order to push and pull and just grind your way through something? Don't do that anymore. So answer that question. Where in your life have you been doing and relying on these two? After you've identified that area of your life, call to action. Go through the ultimate success map. Figure out what you want. Figure out if you're truly committed or just interested. Come up with some great questions. Check in with your belief system. Start massive action. Hold yourself accountable. Have the world hold you accountable. And track and measure every single day. And if you do that, you won't have to rely on just motivation and self-control. Thank you for listening. If you've not already subscribed to the show, please go to iTunes and subscribe. Then leave us a 5-star rating so we can reach more people with this information. Please share this episode with family, friends, coworkers, or anyone that can utilize this information. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Thor Conklin. Website is thorconklin.com. Sign up for our newsletter when you're at the website to receive additional tips, tricks, tools, insights on how to be a peak performer. Remember, these episodes are between 15 and 35 minutes and are meant to be listened while doing something else like walking, running, jogging, commuting, working out. Decide to be a peak performer in all that you do. And until tomorrow, have an absolutely amazing day.